ever just trying to truly relax on vacation, and then suddenly, boom, you're sucked into some big online debate about like complete strangers parenting.
Oh, yeah. The internet will do that to you.
It's like a train wreck you can't look away from. And this time it involves family YouTubers, a cruise ship, and a whole lot of opinions about what you should and shouldn't do with your kids on vacation.
Sounds messy.
Oh, it is. So today we are diving deep into this whole Matt and Abby cruise ship controversy.
Should be interesting.
Because this isn't just about one Instagram story. It's about how quickly things spiral online, especially when we're talking about the often judgy world of parenting in the digital age.
It's like everyone's got an opinion on how to raise your kids these days.
Right. Okay, so for anyone who might have missed the drama, Matt and Abby, they're kind of huge in the YouTube world. Super family-friendly, sharing basically their whole lives online.
Which, can be great for connecting with an audience, but also like opening yourself up to a whole lot of scrutiny.
Exactly. And that's where this cruise comes in. So Abby posts this Instagram story, and it kind of seems like they've left their toddlers alone in their cabin to go have these fancy adult dinners on the ship, using FaceTime to check in on the monitors.
Oh boy, I can see where this is going.
Right. Instant controversy. Comment section just blew up.
I bet. People love to weigh in on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially online.
It was wild. Everyone from like parenting experts to people who've never even babysat, all sharing their thoughts on the rights and wrongs of it all.
It's like the internet gives everyone a megaphone, even if they don't know what they're talking about.
And of course, Matt and Abby caught wind of the uproar and released a response video, and that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah, their response video, it's like you really start to see how they present themselves online.
Totally. Like how they handle this whole thing,
Yeah.
It really says a lot about their brand.
Right. Like they've worked hard to build this image of being like relatable, open, honest.
Yeah.
So when something like this blows up, they kind of have to address it in a way that makes sense with that image.
Right. So they put out this video, and like right away, they come out swinging, saying things like completely untrue and never ever about the accusations.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, though, they're appealing to emotion, like they're personally offended by it all, but also trying to sound all rational and in control at the same time.
Yeah, and there's this whole thing about Abby deleting the Instagram story because of all the backlash.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So they're kind of presenting it like she's just being sensitive, responsive to their audience and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make you wonder, like, if it was all so innocent, why delete it at all?
Yeah, good point. It's almost like maybe they posted it and then we're like, oh, wait, maybe people will take this the wrong way.
Right, exactly.
Okay, but let's get to these comments, because this is where it gets good. We've got people doubters, we've got diehard fans, we've got accusations of them doing it all for attention. It's like the entire internet crammed into one comment section.
Totally.
Oh.
And what's really fascinating is how people are picking apart these tiny little details to fit their own take on the situation,
Absolutely.
Like some people are all about the FaceTime thing. Why even bother if someone's right there?
Yeah.
Others are bringing up how Matt and Abby used those blackout tents for the kids' beds, right? So even if they were in the room, they couldn't actually see them without checking the monitor.
It's like everyone's got their own little theory and they're twisting the facts to fit, And it reminds me of that whole thing a while back, the mom who let her kid walk to the park alone.
Oh, yeah.
Same energy. Everyone's suddenly a parenting expert, ready to judge.
Totally. And it just goes to show, like, how much we jump to conclusions online. There's no nuance,
Yeah.
It's all black and white, right or wrong.
Exactly. Like we see a headline, skim some comments, and suddenly we're emotionally invested in a situation we know almost nothing about.
And we forget that there are real people involved, their own lives and experiences that we don't see online.
Totally. And, let's not forget the whole influencer thing here. These guys, they got to keep creating that new content.
Right.
Is it possible this whole thing was, I don't know, intentional, to stir things up and get people talking?
Oh, absolutely. The rage bait theory, for sure. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
Creators know that controversy gets clicks, whether it's a prank gone wrong or a staged argument.
It's almost like a formula now. Take some relatable parenting thing, add a little mystery, boom, engagement goes through the roof.
Exactly. But here's the thing, right? What does this say about us, the audience? Are we so hungry for the drama, so quick to judge, that we keep falling for it?
Right.
Like, it makes you wonder.
Yeah, and it's easy to get sucked in, right? Like you said, we see a headline, scroll through the comments, and suddenly we're emotionally invested in this whole thing.
Totally. It's like we're all looking for that next thing to be outraged about,
Yeah.
And parenting, that's like prime real estate for judgment.
Great. Everyone's got an opinion.
Everyone's an expert.
Exactly. And in this case, Matt and Abby, whether they meant to or not, they kind of hit on this nerve we all have, that fear of being judged for our own parenting choices.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, deep down, we're all worried about messing up our kids. So we project that onto others, point fingers. It's easier than looking at ourselves sometimes,
Totally. And I think what gets lost in all of this is like the human side of things.
Mm-hmm.
We forget there's a real family behind those videos, with real feelings and all that.
Absolutely. It's easy to forget when you're just looking at a screen.
Yeah.
But, like, these are real people making real choices, just trying to figure things out like the rest of us.
Right. No one's perfect. We all make mistakes.
Exactly.
And honestly, this whole Matt and Abby thing, it makes you wonder about the example we're setting for our own kids,
Oh, for sure.
Like when they see us getting all worked up about this stuff online, what are we teaching them about how to treat other people, how to disagree respectfully?
It's like, are we teaching them to jump to conclusions, to judge without all the facts? It's something to think about.
Definitely. This whole situation, whether you think it was a big publicity stunt or just a mistake, it just shows how complicated this whole online parenting world can be.
For sure. And it's easy to get caught up in the drama of it all. But, at the end of the day, we got to remember to be kind to each other, to ourselves.
Yeah. And to give each other a little grace, None of us have all the answers.
Absolutely. And the internet, it's not always the most accurate reflection of reality.
So true. Well, on that note, here's something for everyone to think about. The next time you're scrolling through social media about to fire off a comment about someone's parenting, just take a second and ask yourself, am I looking at the whole picture here? And would I feel differently if I knew the full story?
That's a good one. Food for thought, for sure.
Right. All right, everyone, that's it for today's deep dive. Until next time, stay curious and remember, nobody's perfect.